Welcome back to the channel, and today I need to go on a bit of a rant on why game codes in a box are the stupidest thing ever in gaming. And this is a result of the news last week that Bethesda is going to be bringing Fallout 4 and Elder Scrolls Oblivion onto the Switch 2, but they're releasing them as game codes in a box. And this is a new low from Bethesda, and it's really a slap in the face to all the Switch 2 consumers, primarily because the Switch 2 has the new option of the game key card, right? So traditionally, we always had digital, codes in a box or physical, and the Switch 2 came out with this kind of intermediary format, which is the game key card. So, despite this, for whatever reason, Bethesda decides not to use the game key card and go back to the dreaded code in a box. And I gotta try to understand why this is. Let me first say, though, that I am happy these games are coming to the Switch too. They're pretty good games. I've played them, I've enjoyed them. And it would definitely be nice to have them on the Switch 2 to play them in handheld mode on the go. So I'll give them their, props where it's due for at least bringing these games over to the Switch 2, right? We got to be fair where we can, but to bring them over as a code in the box again, what is the reason for that? The only reason I can think is that it saves them a few pennies of not having to put in the actual game key card cartridge, right? That's the only thing I can think. The paper in a box must be slightly cheaper than that little hard plastic key card they would have had to put in there. But we got to get into these game codes in a box and just why they're so ridiculous because, in the first place, you're gaining nothing with the code in the box when you could just download the game digitally, right? What do you need the box for if you don't have the disc or the game in there to actually protect, right? That's what the boxes and the cases are for, to protect them, to throw them up on the shelf. And in this case, you're just getting an empty box basically. That's a waste of plastic, a waste of paper, a waste on the environment. And ultimately, I suspect most people just toss them out, right? Like, why would you even keep the box if it's just a code in there? And why are they even selling the codes in a box in the first place, right? Why not just give them a piece of paper with the code? What's the point of the box? I don't know. Now, I think what some people might say is, hey, at least with the code in the box, you can gift that to somebody, right, as a digital game. And kind of understand that, but at the same time, why would you gift them a code in the box when you could just gift them a gift card, right? A PlayStation Store gift card, Nintendo Store gift card, and give them the gift of choice, right? Let them download or buy whatever game they want. Why would you limit their options if you're going to be gifting them a digital game? That's what I would say. So I don't really understand the point of it. And it just seems so ridiculous when the Switch 2 has that option of the key card for any developers to be releasing their games as a code in the box. And I've always hated that idea. I think it's probably one of the stupidest mediums or formats to be releasing games. Never made any sense to me and just seems like a huge waste. And the way I conceptualize it in my head is the equivalent of a game code in a box would be like going into a bookstore, buying a book, taking it home, and when you open it on the first page, there's a digital code to download the book on your Kindle. And what you're left with there is just the book cover with no content on the inside. That's literally the equivalent that I can think of. And when you think about it that way, it just seems so ridiculous that we're even doing this with video games. So, Bethesda, I got to make this video and just say, what a shame that you're doing these codes in a box when you have the option of the key card. At least give the user, the consumer, the option to sell, trade their games. And I'm not a fan of the key cards, but let's be honest, it's one step better than a code in the box. And code in the box just never made any sense to me at all. So really, we should just be having two formats: digital, physical. Everything in between just seems like a bit of a joke to me, but at least there's an argument that can be made for the key card. that makes it a benefit to the consumer, right? So I'll definitely acknowledge that, but I want to see things going in a better direction. And Bethesda just really seems to be making some poor choices these days in regards to the consumer. And not just Bethesda, but a lot of game developers in general. Everything just seems like cost cutting. And in this case, it just seems so petty, so cheap to basically skimp out on the game key card option to save a few pennies. And maybe there's another reason I'm overlooking why they're doing that. I thought maybe that if they're releasing, this game as a code in the box on other platforms, then maybe this was just them being consistent across, PlayStation, Switch, etc. But I don't know if that's the case. Something I need to look into. Like that could be a potential reason. Consistency just makes it easier for them, but not sure that's the case. So it just seems like a big joke to me. And I really want to see these codes in a box just disappear. Just keep it digital. I mean, no waste. It's easy and simple on the consumer. So I definitely want to know, what are your guys' thoughts? What do you think about game codes in the box? Do you like them? Can you think of any other reasons why they're good, why they should remain on the market? Because I can't think of any. They just seem like a giant joke to me and a giant slap in the face to consumers. And I feel like most of the people, to be honest with this, I feel like most people who buy the codes in a box are probably parents or people who don't even realize that they're buying a code in the box. So they're probably buying a game as a gift for their children, for their friends, whatever it may be. And they probably don't even read the fine print that it's a code in the box, right? Because I can't imagine why anybody would go into a store and buy that as opposed to just download it while they're at home, or get the physical game. But codes in the box, they need to go. Bethesda, you need to step it up a bit here. And, if Nintendo's giving you the option to use a game key card, you might as well use it. Or don't go code in the box or key card at all. Just keep it 100% digital because we don't need any more waste. Um, Keep it simple. So, again, guys, let me know your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely give that thumbs up, like, subscribe. And thanks for bearing with me on this rant here. I'm a little bit salty today about this news and this whole code in a box situation going on. So that's it, guys. Have a good day.